Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac. We're going to start and we are going to random, and of course we're going to get me with a dead bird and a delicious wig. I have played as Eve fairly recently. I don't know how recently. It must have been 4 or 5 episodes ago by now. I'm pretty sure I did really terribly, but there was like a streak I had for a while, which is like the best Isaac I've ever played in my entire life. Not totally surprised I got hit there, in all honesty. At least we're not Samson, so the damage that we take to start with doesn't really matter all that much because we can always replenish it instead of it being made of spirit hearts. Yeah, there was, you know, not to toot my own horn, but for a while I was playing some really good Isaac. I think I've definitely crossed the threshold and have started playing pretty terribly again. And in fact, this floor thus far is definitely proof of that, at least so far. I'm really hoping that we can get some keys. Otherwise, this could be a run that has some pretty terrible kind of future prospects for us, but we can't necessarily get too down on it yet, because this floor, you know, it's kind of my favorite position to be in, is in a double XL floor, or just an XL floor, which I guess is a double vanilla floor, if you will. Gives you 4 potential items from the boss room, 2 item rooms, plus a shop, if possible, if we don't die right off the bat here. Plus a shop, if you have the money and the keys necessary to get into it, plus the potential deal with the devil. There's a lot of really good stuff that could happen here. Again, I'm probably at a pretty substantial risk of just dying right off the bat, though, so I'm a little concerned. Justice is a card that will actually save my life and also give me a key. So that is actually really useful for now. So that might keep us alive a little bit longer. Hopefully that's the closest we ever get to death, although I doubt that that is going to be the case. So we got an interesting situation awaiting us here, and I think the best course of action is probably to try to clear out the... I think here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to fight one boss, which, assuming it's an easy one, which, you know, relatively speaking it is. Blue Famine, not necessarily that difficult. Okay, never mind. All is potentially lost again here. I was hoping that we'd pick up some kind of item that would make the rest of the floor easier. Then we would go look for item rooms, and in looking for those item rooms, we would maybe find some items that would make the second boss easier, make it more likely for me to get a deal with the devil. Although, let's be honest, quite clearly, I should not be worrying about deals with the devil. I should probably just be worrying about getting as much health as is humanly possible in order to keep myself alive, because as of right now, it doesn't appear like that's going to be very likely. I mean, cube of meat, solid item. Is it going to allow me to live much longer? Probably not, although it will potentially block some incoming shots. So as long as we're very, very careful here, we might get a Spirit Heart drop from Blue Famine when he dies, which would give us the best of both worlds, a little bit of extra survivability, but also still be totally covered by Whore of Babylon here. So, amazingly, we still continue to live, and I haven't been playing exceptionally well, but by the same token, you know, it's kind of a difficult floor with Eve's starting stats, but, you know, single cube of meat, it's not necessarily setting us up for greatness, but it's not necessarily setting us up for despair either. I really like that I am in the position right now where I can just hold on to the powers of the Whore of Babylon, thus making, honestly, all of these rooms probably a lot easier to deal with. Frustrating to have to deal with all these bombs, but as long as none of them are really too close to me, I should be okay. There we go. We can finally get a couple of shots out here and hopefully finish Pride off, and he will drop presumably some kind of tarot card. Oh, he dropped unlimited keys. That is so valuable right now. Hanged Man also could be really interesting. Okay, well, I don't want to pick those up yet, but we'll probably pick those up when we leave the floor just to ensure that we're going to survive, or we can get more money and shoot whatever that fire might contain. What's better? I think the red hearts are better, honestly, just to guarantee our survival a little bit more, because, you know, it is still pretty risky. Although, I'm not sure if I'd probably like to fight the boss with Whore of Babylon active, honestly. Oh, I thought if he didn't move, I actually, like, physically jumped right there. Not jumped out of my chair, like, amnesia style or anything, but, I got startled when that fire shot at me, because I was like, they don't see you until you move. It's like a bear, right? Clearly not, so that's also not how bears work, maybe. Checking to see if there's a secret room there. There is not. There are 3 Spirit Hearts, which, to be quite honest with you, almost puts me in a position where I'm like, shit, maybe I should just, like, stay as Whore of Babylon for now. I am gonna use the Hanged Man. Either way, like, I have to use a bomb to access one of these areas, so we might as well. This is a good Justice I'm not gonna necessarily pick up now. I'm kind of liking being in this permanent Whore of Babylon state. And we do have 2 item rooms awaiting us here, but I can use this Justice card to, at the very least, get some more keys, maybe some more money, if it looks like it might be possible for us to make good use of the shop, which it almost certainly will not be unless I find a secret room, and of course there's a lot of, you know, potential pitfalls there, because there's a lot of secret room possible locations. But anyway, basically through the luck of the draw, this floor is turned around ever so slightly. Odd Mushroom is a pickup. Even though I want to stay in a permanent Whore Babylon state, there's no way I can justify not picking up Odd Mushroom. Obviously, this will still keep us in Horror Babylon state. Sorry, I thought it would... D20 is an interesting choice, too. I actually thought it would, put us in a position where it would give us the heart that it... they would give us the red heart to fill the capacity that it gave us as well. So, I don't have a good track record of using the D20 effectively. But, here's the deal. We'll check for the secret room here as well, just in case. That's probably a better D20 location. Break the fire. Okay. Then we'll pop the Justice card and just don't get the heart. I don't even think I want the money, honestly, and I don't even think I need the bomb. Let's just risk it and go like this. Okay, so I definitely want the keys. And the tarot card is High Priestess. And now we'll take the bomb and we'll take a little bit of money as well. Yeah, I don't have the best track record of using the D20 effectively. But I'm going to try to rectify that here. We picked up some okay items. I had a feeling that these would be a little bit out of my price range, but buying another Spirit Heart does allow us to stay in the Horror Babylon state a little bit longer unless I accidentally pick up a red heart, which is totally possible. I am obviously going to be hoping that I can get a deal with the devil to get rid of some hearts and hopefully pick up something like the relic as well. One second. I apologize on professionalism, but I have to fix my pop filter ever so slightly. There we go. You might have heard a slight rustling noise there, but it's nothing to fear. Okay, we are going to get another Spirit Heart from this fight. We already got it, in fact. Gertie Jr., we're basically going to break even on this fight in all likelihood. Gertie Jr. is a pain in the ass to fight, but High Priestess essentially took out one of them before too much could happen. My speed is good enough to avoid them. That was a little scary. And to be quite honest with you, I don't even want to pick up Cat o' Nine Tails because the knockback is annoying. I know that means it doesn't go out of the rotation. So be it. So, Curse of the Labyrinth on the Catacombs. A little tricky. Please tell me we can start a chain reaction with this one that we've heard like 4 times already. Good, good, good. We have our shop, which I don't necessarily want to go to just yet. This is a pretty viable room for a D20. That depends on whether or not I need money in the future, though. Just do this and at least get over to this side of the room. Want to open up these item rooms as soon as possible, of course. This is the good thing about that D20 on the last floor is I do have a position now where I've set myself up with more than enough keys to actually be able to open everything on this XL floor, which is pretty important. And it's all basically, not only did we get the keys with the D20, but I should mention that we had the golden key as well, which we picked up randomly from that mini-boss, so that saved us a lot of hardship as well. So I'm taking it slow, playing a little risky, but it's high risk, high reward, and the fact that we are playing like this does mean that I actually have the potential, yeah, we'll totally open this, that I actually have the potential to do better as Eve, because, man, is it annoying to play with Eve's base damage. Okay, so this is what I was hoping for. The Golden Poop might be an awesome reroll opportunity. Brother Bobby is a sweet item that I'm happy to pick up. It's not going to win the game for us, but it's pretty solid. Our boss trap room is Pageant Boy. I'm going to take it, and I'm not going to D20 it, and I'll explain why. The reason being, it should be pretty obvious, but I am definitely going to be looking to go to the shop at some point. Obviously, I want to pick up a compass. I want to pick up maybe a blue candle. I want to pick up a Book of Revelations if I'm planning on rolling with permanent Polaroid invincibility. So even though we'd get 7 rerolls out of this, we might be able to snag a nickel or even a dime. I think it's, you know, we're only going to get like 1 reroll on this floor, maybe 2 tops. And I'll probably reroll the Golden Poop. I might be able to reroll the Secret Room if it comes up. But for now, I'm totally okay picking up this money. Also, that was really stupid of me. But it makes it 10 times easier to dodge when the entire center of the map is actually open to me, as opposed to what it could be if I had chosen not to, or chosen to reroll or try to reroll. I would have to totally avoid the center of the map. Additionally, I don't want that. So maybe the D20 would have been amazing there. But additionally, oh, there's no Golden Poop there anymore. That sucks. I should have taken care of that. So this is an all stats upgrade. Again, there's no way I can justify not picking this up. I have to take it. It's going to give me the health, take me out of permanent Horror Babylon state. But an all stats upgrade is too good to pass up, so I might as well come back in here and pick up this health now. We are a little bit slower, actually. Picking up that all stats up weirdly made us slower because it did take Horror Babylon away from us. But very happy with that. Would like to get a speed upgrade at some point, but I am still holding out hope that I'll be able to get a permanent Horror Babylon at some point. That point is not yet, though. So with the amount of keys and money we have, I think it's okay to open this up. I'm just going to spend 5 cents to buy another key just to make sure I'm kind of future-proofed, and we'll get our reroll available, and then we'll look for the secret room so we can find a place to use that reroll effectively, because if there's like 9 cents in the secret room, I guess it depends. I would love to, like, the secret room if it was that 9-cent template, but one of those was a nickel. I would be a very happy man because I would just like pick up the nickel and then re-roll everything else and then hope to get the 15 cents later, but we'll see. For now, I'm doing less. Oh, okay, never mind. I'll re-roll the shit out of basically everything now. because I just picked up that dime that allows me to buy essentially anything. Keep in mind, the reason I am not going back to the shop is because the D20 will not reroll shop items unless I am making a grave mistake, in which case feel free to yell at me in the comments below. But keep in mind, this is going to be recorded at least 24 hours before the episode actually went live, so I won't be able to hear you until it's already too late, but hopefully that means I would not make the same mistake again. Not the secret room. Fully expecting to use a lot of bombs and not necessarily pick up a great item. Secret room is a luxury. That is not it either. I was hoping maybe there'd be some way to create a bridge here while also finding the secret room, but I don't think that's going to be possible. Okay. Well, what we could do is, like, play it smart and just D20 all of these, and then drop one of our last remaining bombs over here. We'll be able to pick up 2 bombs, a trinket, and a tarot card as a result. Tarot card is the Fool, which is not valuable yet, but might be at some point. I don't know if that was the best D20 that we could have mustered. Like, a 9-penny secret room might have been more valuable. We're probably not going to get another reroll, though, so I'm just going to kind of pretend that that was the best that we could have done. We're probably coming up to the boss room anyway. So obviously that is a situation where I much would have preferred to reroll this money right here. And I guess we'll save the money because there is a chance that we'll be able to reroll it, although it is, as they say, kind of a snail's chance in hell, which doesn't really make sense to me. Do you have to be fast to get out of hell? Is that the way that that works? Just going to leave and come back, and that fly should be gone, just taking all risk away from me. And again, the longer that time goes on without us actually finding the boss rooms, the better our life is going to be, because the more rooms that there are, the more likely we are going to be in order to get some D6 action available before the... basically before we run out of rooms to kind of get these 6 charges from on the floor, so you should be dead. The Whore of Babylon is so much more valuable than even the Odd Mushroom plus all stats upgrade that I've gotten so far. I mean, obviously, that's why it's kind of like a risk-reward item. The reward is high enough to justify the risk. That being said, it kind of surprises me sometimes, because I'm like, I've already, as Eve, I can't really complain. I've already gotten a damage upgrade. Did I really go, I went with Rusted Key instead of Blue Baby Soul? Rusted Key has, like, almost no demonstrable effect. At least in my experience and from the experience of some of my colleagues. I'm just going to bounce back and forth here. Should be able to take out at least one of these guys, maybe make my life easier. Brother Bobby, if you could get a shot in here as well. This is a frustrating experience. What if I try a diagonal shot like this? No, there we go, taking damage. Dead bird, get out there! It's your time to shine! Baby, you're a firework and all that. There goes 1 spirit heart on this room. That's disappointing. We are only 2 rooms away from having our reroll ready. Oh, yes. We will do this and take us into permanent Whore of Babylon state. There's enough hearts for us to pick up anyway. I think we'll probably be in a position where we can get paid on this. The Emperor card, not useful for us now, but probably more useful than the Fool card long term. Relic, huge play. Very excited to have it. We're not in permanent Whore of Babylon state, but now we can justify going into permanent Whore of Babylon state, because once every 4 rooms, we will pick up a Spirit Heart, which is probably enough to sustain me for the mid-game and the rest of the early game, which I would classify as like the depths, unless we run into Necropolis, and then, you know, I guess it's the same position in the game, but it's also much more difficult. This is another D6 worthy room, but it's not as good as the other one. 1 bomb for 4 cents is actually an okay trade, but, you know, we'll see. I should go back and get Blue Baby Soul, but honestly, it's the kind of thing where I'm like, I don't want to backtrack for that. It's such a minor thing. My quality of life is more important to me, and my quality of life is somewhat dictated by how much time I spend doing stuff in Isaac that I deem irrelevant. So we'll backtrack a little bit this way. For 1 bomb, we can drop a rock down here, and then might as well pick up the money just to, you know, we're going to reroll a lot of money for the rest of the game. So I think this is a reasonably smart idea for us to kind of adhere to here. And there's a tarot card down there, which is the Fool. That doesn't really do much for us. Hey, Kate's home.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good.
That is good to hear. Let's reroll these 9 cents in here. 9 cents? 7 cents. All right, that's still fine. Left hand. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a little bit more valuable. I'm mostly happy that we picked up the keys here. The hearts are a little bit valuable as well, but yeah, we'll leave Rusted Key. Maybe Rusted Key helped us get some keys from the D20 there. Again, I haven't used the D20 perfectly. You're never going to hear me saying, like, oh, I'm the ultimate D20 master, mostly because that would make me sound like a big dingus, but, yeah, sure. Pay me now. Oh, no! Okay, so we lost a Spirit Heart as a result of Red Hand. Very pleased about that. Unfortunately, we cannot fly, so I can't pick up those pills. Maybe that's a good thing, though. We're still alive, you know. We're probably on the next, on the end of this room, we're due for a Spirit Heart, which compensates us a little bit for that Troll Bomb that dropped. We shall see, though. No, it's just another penny, which I will pick up. There's no need, in my opinion, to re-roll that. 2 small potatoes for me. Although, you know, of course, re-rolling a penny and getting a key is awesome, but there's got to be better opportunities for me to do that, even if it comes at the expense of maybe an item like the crate or something like that. later on. I probably won't even get enough for another reroll. It's pretty unlikely. So there's our Spirit Hearts. We're going to rely on those for a little while here. There is a Tinted Rock, which he blew up for me. Thank you very much. That is a free Spirit Heart. And another bomb that I could get, but I have to invest. You know what? I am totally going to get another reroll. This is going to be a painful room for me. Please, Dead Bird, do your goddamn aviary duty. Aviatory duty? That's English, weird language sometimes. People ask me, like, when they're learning English about, like, certain rules and stuff, like, why is this like this and why is this like this? Can you explain it to me? I'm like, fuck if I know. English, man. Shit's weird. That should be the slogan. On the front of every Merriam-Webster and Oxford English dictionary, it should be like, you need this because the language makes no goddamn sense. In any case, I'm sure I just offended a linguist. We're going to fight Pestilence, which is awesome. I'm excited to be able to get a second cube of meat, subsidize or strengthen the effects of his brother Bobby, or, you know, contribute to the effects of his brother Bobby. And give me a nice little suite of familiars to follow me around. Maybe we can complement it with a little gish a little bit later. But for now, just going to back it up a little bit. We're not doing Whore of Babylon damage. We're not going to get through this as fast as we maybe got through the Blue Famine, but we're still alive here. Doesn't the Blue Famine sound like it could be some kind of like medieval disease that ravaged through like Bohemia or something like that? I apologize. I'm probably playing too many Paradox Grand Strategy games recently. Okay, so we can no longer summon Silkworms. I should just be able to back it. I can't believe. I felt like I couldn't dodge there. Probably still could have, though. We can summon some flies, and, you know, we'll get our second level cube of meat, which is going to be nice from a damage standpoint. I really can't complain about the items that we've been given so far as Eve. We don't have a reroll outside of the D20, but in spite of that, still pretty nice outcomes for us here. I'm going to put a bomb down here. I think that'll do, yeah, it did exactly what I wanted it to do, which is basically take out half of this dude's health in one fell swoop, and then we'll just finish the job. So maybe probably didn't need to use as many bombs as I used there, but shit happens. Did we earn a deal with the devil? I certainly hope so, because I could afford to lose some of this health right now. Totally. Okay. So I'm going to take the red heart. Is there a better place to use the D20 here? There's like a slot machine that I could play, I guess, but people get so mad when I take Brimstone that I just can't justify it, even though it would probably save us a lot of problems here. Let's take Guppy's Paw, and we'll do this under the guise of eventually... I mean, first off, we already have a decent number of keys. Let's just take our D20 down to the next floor. We already have a decent number of keys. Thank God we're on the Depths Part 1 instead of Necropolis, which would have been potentially really, really damaging. I probably play up Necropolis more than I need to. It's not as hard maybe as I make it out to be, but still. But we'll do this under the guise again for the third time of trying to actually become Guppy. If we get a Guppy's head or a Guppy's paw or something, then we can finish the job. 9 lives. It would be risky, but let's see what we get in our pills. Pill 1 is Bad Trip. Not too concerned. Pill 2 is Range Down. That's a bad series of pills right there. Thanks a lot. Left hand. So far, you've given us 2 terrible pills as well as 1 troll bomb that I couldn't actually avoid. Fantastic. So we'll continue onwards here. Depths Part 1. It's kind of nice. Oh, I'm so slow. It's kind of nice to be on a floor that only has 1 item room and 1 shop. So hopefully there's an arcade as well so I can get maximum use out of my... That's another range down. Isn't our Bad Trip? So, I mean, here's the thing. If there's an arcade, a Bad Trip pill is actually really valuable for me. So I'll hold on to that for now. And just get ready to dodge. Oh, come on. There go our Spirit Hearts. So, Whore of Babylon, not an immediate possibility at the very least. Don't let me forget that Emperor card, commenters. Almost said chat, forgot we weren't streaming for a second. That would be really disappointing for me if I unfortunately found myself in a position where I left that Emperor card and took Bad Trip with me. Although full health is also still, like, pretty valuable. So, that's Teleport. Unfortunately, we can't really... not Teleport. That's Doctor's Remote. Unfortunately, we can't really do anything with that. I'd rather stick with the D20 for now, just because, you know, the odds or the ability to make things random is actually kind of fun, I guess. I should probably use my reroll to accomplish something here, but I don't know what. What was in our... Oh, it's the Emperor card. Okay, so it's important to keep that in the forefront of my mind. I was not saying anything particularly engaging or interesting there. I was like, what is that thing that I've left behind there? I guess we'll just leave the penny just in case that ends up being like the most valuable D20 reroll. I really hope that that doesn't end up being the case, but I guess it doesn't hurt to leave it there. It's not like I'm going to spend it immediately or anything like that. We already have 25 cents anyway, and there's our shop. By way of Brother Bobby and meats, we should... Oh, God. I am trapped in fucking hell here. We should be able to at least take out some of these guys without me needing to necessarily be part and parcel of the whole thing. Thankfully, we got Dead Bird, which, if it does as advertised, it should be able to help us out just a little bit here. So, it could have been worse. This red chest, he plays one. He gives me friends on my thumb. I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense, does it? And a tears down. So far, pills have been really excellent. Book of Revelations is probably, like, borderline essential right now. What if I reroll in this room? It doesn't reroll anything. I was just checking. Okay. So we'll definitely take Book of Revelations. I know that this is a little bit of a disappointingly traditional choice, but, you know, anything that ups our spirit hearts is borderline essential considering the fact that, not really doing a crazy amount of damage so far. This will also give us a guaranteed 3rd level cube of meat. We might get Conquest instead of our 4th level cube of meat, whether that's on this floor or on the Wound Part 1, I guess, remains to be seen. But yeah, I'm pleased with this overall. I think it's traded a bomb for a key, which is not so bad. I think it's a reasonably okay item change for us to make. We don't have to worry about re-rolling so much anymore. Especially, I guess I don't have to worry about it at all because I just used that last reroll for no reason. So if there's an actual arcade available, I'll still try to snag the HP plus speed upgrade, obviously. And again, mostly building this run around the prospect of getting deals with the devil because if I can pick up, like a Mom's Knife in this situation, or even, maybe even better than Mom's Knife in this situation, although I hesitate to say that, would be Mark or Pact, which would give us 2 Spirit Hearts when we picked it up, in addition to a lot of statistical bonuses. We'd get permanent Polaroid invincibility once we got the Polaroid, and we'd have Whore of Babylon, which would give us, again, a huge boost in killing power, especially considering we're basically guaranteed, oh, come on. Seriously, I can't get out of here. Guarantee me at least 3rd level cube of meat, which is a little bit more damage. I know a lot of people love 2nd level cube of meat, but I can't pass up the opportunity to get a 4th level cube of meat. So let's see what we got here. 2 more pills. One is friends till the end, which is adequate. One is we don't know. Health up. Okay, so they finally compensated for all the bad pills with a reasonably good one. We'll definitely open up the red chest because I think it's a smart idea, quite frankly. You never know if one of them is going to contain Brimstone or Guppy's Paw or something like that. Guppy's Paw would be probably something we take more or less straight away to get the benefits of Whore of Babylon right away, and then, of course, permanent Polaroid invincibility once we actually got the Polaroid later. But I think it would be smart to play now. One of the rare situations where I think it's best to maybe use Guppy's Paw and then just forego health upgrades later. We already have enough health upgrade gets probably coming. It's weird that we have not fought Greed yet. We'll probably end up fighting him on the next floor, which is really shitty because it means that unfortunately... Oh, let's see what we get here. Troll Bomb, okay. Thankfully, I never have to go back in there. It means that unfortunately, I am not going to be able to pick up Nun's Habit Battery, anything like that in all likelihood. Which means that my Book of Revelations is going to remain, you know, useful, but not as useful as it could be, certainly. I'm very tempted to use a bomb on this room, just so I don't end up completely fucking myself over, which is totally inside of the realm of possibility. But as enemies fall, this becomes much, much easier to deal with. Between the Relic and Book of Revelations, by the way, I should have some serious Spirit Heart generation for now, but obviously the further we get into the game, the more that is going to suffer a little bit. Once we find the boss room, which should not be very far away at all, we should seriously pay some mind to finding the secret room, just in case it contains an amazing item, the likes of which I've never seen before. Even as Eve, something like the Ankh holds more power than it does as a lot of other characters, due to the affiliation that we have for Spirit Hearts, the affinity that we have for Spirit Hearts, I guess I should say. So, fairly pleased with where we're at so far, despite all of those statistical downgrades we've gotten from pills, almost exclusively on this floor and the floor before us. I still think this is a winnable run, which honestly is heady praise when you're playing as Eve. Heady praise for the random number generator, I suppose. We're about to finish the Depths Part 1. We should be fighting Death. Sorry, we should be fighting War. I make that mistake pretty frequently. And there we go, because that's Guppy's head. I just have to pick it up to get the effect of it, and then we'll generate the flies, and we'll keep Book of Revelations with us. If we get 9 lives, we can become Guppy. It would be very interesting. So it's definitely a possibility here. We've already picked up... It was a Guppy's tail that we picked up already, so... Guppy's Paw would be the best for me. I really do not want 9 lives if it's avoidable. Guppy's Paw would be a much better value proposition for me in basically every respect of the word. So, Deadbird, if you could just... I mean, he doesn't really move around all that much. You can probably sort him out, Deadbird. Thank you. Do I have the speed necessary to get away from this ding-dong? No! Okay, but I do have the damage necessary to stop him from running in some situations. If I can kill him before he hits me again, good news. Okay, so no deal with the devil. There's our 3rd level meat boy. We have 5 bombs. Let's look for some secret rooms. And, you know, you could probably make the argument that Guppy's head is a little bit better than a Book of Revelations, but in this case, I really like Book of Revelations. Mostly because I need these Spirit Hearts. As you can see, I lost a few on the last fight, so I think it's a smart idea to just, stay tuned. Honestly, I still kind of feel like this Bad Trip Pill is better than the Emperor card. I'm struggling with that. Because the thing is, the Emperor card will allow you to skip an entire floor. I was really hoping there would be an arcade, and that would have nullified, like, this entire argument, but sadly there's not. So I gotta decide between full health and, the Emperor. Oh my god. You know what? Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the Emperor card, because my ideal, like, perfect scenario... I haven't looked in this last place, right? My ideal perfect scenario is that somehow we end up with permanent Polaroid invincibility, and Bad Trip won't do anything for us if we have permanent Polaroid invincibility, so it's probably in our best interest to roll with this Emperor card. Be careful what you wish for sometimes, though. I don't know if this is the right course of action, but it is a course of action, so maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. This is what Isaac's all about. Taking risks, making songs, and fighting around the world. As of the Depths Part 1, this is a pretty sizable, or sizably okay Eve run. We got a bunch of familiars that are good for us. Meat Boy at 3rd level, Relic, Book of Revelations. We could possibly become Guppy. Got a decent number of keys. We've gotten a statistical upgrade. 2 damage upgrades. Well, 1 plus the statistical upgrade, the all stats upgrade, I guess. I'm feeling pretty good, but obviously I'm expecting Greed to show up. Let's see what we got in here. 2 pills, and they're both tears down. Exciting. Let's make sure we take... Oh, I want to make sure I take the Emperor card and then never speak of this hellhole again. Probably Greed in here. Oh, no! Okay, that's a beautiful situation for us. We'll definitely basically buy this shop out. I'm going to buy some keys, and I'm going to buy another Spirit Heart, and that is amazing for us. The fact that we have the compass, so important. And there is a mini-boss on this floor as well. Ah, this is exactly what I was looking for. Kind of wish I'd taken the Bad Trip Pill now, but this is okay. We will... play the shit out of this blood bank. This will allow us to buy some red hearts, by the way, from the shop, just in case we don't get enough. There we go. That's what I'm hoping for. So we got our speed plus HP upgrade. And I'm just coming over here because we might as well explore the rest of the floor. You never know. We have Guppy's tail, so there could be golden chest drops. Tinted rocks, of course, always have a potential to show up. I don't know if that's actually 100% like quantitatively true in the respect of the game, but one last remaining bomb. Gonna give us a key and this red chest, which has 2 spiders in it. Not my favorite payout. Actually, the boss is over here, so I probably should just leave and check out all the other areas and then come back and go this way. Obviously, people are gonna want me to go to the Cursed Room, and to be quite honest with you, for a Spirit Heart, I can't really argue with that. The Cursed Room could be really valuable. There's also a library over here. I don't know if it's worth... Oh, that was really bad play on my part. I don't know if it's worth going... That was even worse, honestly. Not sure if it's worth going to the library, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I suppose. I've lost a Spirit Heart and a half fighting 4 of these fucking angel fetuses, which is really depressing, but... Well, it's not... I hate when people do that. Like, oh, I'm so depressed, I got a B+ on my math test. And I'm like, well, you know... Far be it for me to criticize, because if you actually have clinical depression, I'd feel like an asshole, wouldn't I? But if you don't, then, you know, stop trying to gain attention just by... You're just sad. That's what you are. So, we're the luckiest person in the world. Do we not become Guppy? Maybe we become Guppy on the next room. So, I'm definitely just gonna spam all of this. This is all so I can use Whore of Babylon, and then we'll take Book of Revelations back with us. Yep, we have become Guppy, so we can fly, and we create flies right now as well. Also, I should have Whore of Babylon running as well. So this is, you know, a situation where, for once, the best laid plans of mice and men actually worked out pretty fucking good. So this is the first time that I've become Guppy natively in a long goddamn time. If you're not familiar with how this works, pick up 3 cat items, except for Tammy's head, which does not apply. You become a cat. Do not stare too long into the abyss lest you become the abyss. And we're gonna shoot that poop down there. And, you know, what's the value of this? We can fly. We also have the Whore of Babylon stats. We're going to get permanent Polaroid invincibility. And when we get hit, we spawn flies. And when we hit enemies, we spawn flies as well. So the downside of this is that I'm going to continue rolling with Book of Revelations with me, which means that if HP upgrades show up, I can't take them. We're still going to be a cat, which is nice. But unfortunately, it's not really going to... be possible, because I want to make sure that I'm still permanently in the Whore of Babylon state. We can do that with 1 red heart, but it's unlikely that I would be able to. This has really improved our chances, by the way. I'm really thankful that I picked up Guppy's paw. Or sorry, Guppy's, well, I'm very thankful I picked up Guppy's paw. But I'm honestly very thankful I made that weird play to pick up Guppy's tail in the early game, which is a play that, like, 99 times out of 100 I would not have done. New pills. We can take... Oh, I don't like that one so much. Yeah, we can definitely take health upgrades for now, because we can use Guppy's Paw on this floor. But... I mean, I was going to say we could take Guppy's Paw into the boss fight, but I don't think it's a smart idea. I prefer rolling with Book of Revelations, in all honesty. Let's check out our library. Library contains 2 monster manuals. Pretty bad in the whole scheme of things. We get Distant Admiration for 1 room. Amazing. We'll go back to the Guppy's Paw land, and I am not going to go to the Curse Room at this point, because... Oh, actually, it would only cost us half a Spirit Heart, so it actually is probably more valuable to do it now. We're about to gain another 3 Spirit Hearts just from doing things this way with Guppy's Paw. Thank you very much for that health upgrade pill. And I definitely think if the run was winnable before, it is very, very winnable now. We just need to make sure that we actually follow through on our... potential at this point. So maybe we'll fight our way up to the Curse Room. Hopefully we don't run into anything super difficult. And I guess I can't take deals with the devil anymore unless they're offered at Spirit, or 4 Spirit Hearts, which is probably a little rare, but, you know, you win some, you lose some, and this is definitely a win. So, our red chests contain more flies and spiders. All considered, half a Spirit Heart to have this nice little fly army around me is not so bad, although I won't be able to use them on the boss. In fact, many of them saw fit to kill themselves on that turret in this room. But if they make this room a little easier for me, then it's all good. So, all told, very pleased with this run so far. And we get 1 more Spirit Heart, and I would say it is time for us to get the hell out of here. So, Blue Mom, slightly more difficult version, I would say, than the other ones, including vanilla version as well as Red Mom. But, you know, I'm also going to be able to generate a ton of flies because her HP is higher, and those flies should go a long way towards helping me out with my crowd control here, taking out enemies that are difficult to fight, like those greed heads. And I've totally, like, ignored the fact that I also have a 3rd level cube of meat, which will also do a lot of damage to me, and probably be super annoying. Guys, I just realized that I took Monster Manuel out of this fight, or into this fight, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the Emperor card, and that's actually going to allow me to leave the fight. Holy shit. So because I can do that, this is actually a weird blessing in disguise, because now I can pick up that HP upgrade, I can go back, get Guppy's Paw, and take the Book of Revelations. Man, that would have been really dumb. I was so powerful that I didn't even notice. I missed out on some Spirit Heart charges, but it's not the end of the world. Very glad that I sorted that out, and it's not the best use for the Emperor card, but, you know, I had to do it basically because I'm dumb, so we're going to do this. I could take Guppy's Paw with me, and if, you know, we got more HP upgrades, that would be nice. Why do I feel so much faster now? That's weird. Does Monster Manuel convey, like, a slowing effect as well? I'm not sure. We'll come back here and get Book of Revelations. That's why I don't pick up items to take them out of the rotation sometimes, because I don't trust myself to put them back. But all told, that worked out reasonably well for us, despite the fact that we probably missed out on about half a Spirit Heart charge, I guess I should say, for Book of Revelations. But apart from that, very good. Oh, we definitely do not want those Tears Down pills. And we'll see what we can get on the remaining floors. We have 1 more item coming. I guess since we have Book of Revelations, it should take us to a 4th level Meat Boy, which will be nice. And at that point, can anything stop us? We have a Whore of Babylon, permanent Polaroid invincibility. We'll see, basically. I don't want to necessarily get a little bit too cocky here before we get too far into the game. The Binding of Isaac is not responding. There we go. So the fact that I have the compass and can see where the boss is going to speed this up a lot for me, which is very nice. And, you know, it's XL, so we actually won't get a deal with the devil. But provided I get to the threshold for charges, ooh, I like this. Provided I get to the threshold for charges, I should be able to make sure that I'm fighting death and thus get myself a 4th level Meat Boy, ideally. It looks like the boss room is going to be further away than I thought, which is a good thing, actually. Can't take the HP upgrade. I was worried that that was going to happen. Shit happens, though. If I'd taken Guppy's Paw, there's 3 Spirit Hearts. So, you know, I'm possibly missing out on, like, 6 Spirit Hearts. That was really stupid. Possibly missing out on, like, 6 Spirit Hearts by virtue of, the way that oh, man, the boss room's actually really far away. By virtue of the item that I took, but I'll probably get 6 Spirit Hearts by way of Book of Revelations. At the very least, it's going to be close. Plus, I get the value of the 4th level Meat Boy. I don't know. We'll see. So we've got a long trip ahead of us, but, you know, it is an XL floor, so that's kind of to be expected. Hopefully, I can plow through enemies with a little bit more efficiency than I've been doing so far, so I can guarantee myself a few more Spirit Hearts. And I guess we'll come down. It looks like down is probably the right direction to go here. Mom's Pearl, good trinket that we can't take. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's open this up. It turned out to be pretty bad, and none of those were secret tinted rocks, so unfortunately ended up losing a key for nothing on that one. That's going to hurt us once we get down to the chest, but we've still got a long way to go, so hopefully we can get a key to replace that. And I am thinking that the chest is a pretty likely scenario as of right now, but you know, stranger things have happened. Should be able to take out this doppelganger just by virtue of all the flies that we have, so I'll just stand over here. Meat Boy could have done it as well, I suppose. He looks like he's sulking. He's like, you never mention me anymore. Ever since you became a cat, you've changed. Well, that's true. I can't argue with that. I feel a little cockier, that's for sure. Now if we could just get 9 lives, that would be nuts. They should add like a super guppy that's kind of like when you get the 4th level Meat Boy, how it just scales up quite nicely. Yeah, Fool Card I guess is better, but yeah, that's another tiers down pill. But yeah, imagine if you got 3 guppy items, you became guppy, but if you got 4 guppy items, then you became super guppy. Now that would be interesting. I don't even know what they would add, just like more damage or way more fly introduction or something. Who knows? So we're going to be able to fight these bosses basically straight away. Super easy. Let's open up the golden chest because I'm feeling lucky. That clearly did not turn out for me. One of these days I'll learn my lesson. So this does not... Oh, I guess the effect of the Book of Revelations changing your boss doesn't actually work on XL floors because it's pretty clear that this is not death if I had to... Oh, I walked right into it. Yeah, this is not death. That being said, he is dead. So I know that can be a little confusing for some people. There's an HP up there we can't take, so there's, you know, confirmation that we would have had 6 Spirit Hearts by now. And we didn't get the value of having 4th level Cube of Meat. But 3rd level Cube of Meat, you know, it's something. Still exists. I like it. We should be able to take out as many enemies as possible, as quickly as possible, by virtue of the sheer number of flies we are creating, as you can see. And in some ways, I almost feel like I don't even need to spawn bombs anymore, because the flies are capable of taking the enemies out without me even really needing to do any crowd control. As you can see right there, that's basically a proof of concept of how it works. We'll probably kill Duke of Flies we have before he gets too far away, and then should have permanently firing bombs. We'll go up to the Cathedral. We have the compass, and looking pretty good so far, let's be honest. I can probably kill Mom's Heart before Chubb really becomes too much of a pain in the dick. It all depends on Meat Boy's actions to a certain extent. I didn't want to spend too much time behind Mom there, just in case she spawns some bombs down there. Okay, so there's our boss. Is this the right way to get there? I doubt it. It tends to be a little bit misleading. This is why I should have gotten the map, but I didn't really have agency over that, did I? We definitely... If I had to guess, we probably gained Spirit Hearts on the last floor relative to how many we lost. So that's an extraordinary positive. Normally, you don't get to that point this late in the game. Normally, you're taking damage more than you're getting health back at this point. So I'm very pleased about this. This could still be the right way. I knew the secret room wasn't there because it looks like the secret room is probably containing greed, unless there's just a weird mini-boss that I didn't think of. This appears to be the right way to get to the boss. With permanent Polaroid invincibility, we should be more or less unstoppable against him. I'm about like 10% cautious about the chest, but it's the flies, man. The flies are doing so much damage in combination with Meat Boy that I don't even know what the game could possibly throw at me that would stop me at this point. Maybe Meat Boy kicking bombs back into me repeatedly. So that is definitely a greed shop. Or a greed secret room. So we're going to go fight Isaac here. Obviously, dodging is going to be a sore spot with no orbitals, and the fact that we're going to be shooting really rapidly. It's going to be a little bit of an issue, but shouldn't be a big problem, because every time I get hit, there's permanent Polaroid invincibility. There we go. And we can just go stand closer to him, and then these flies will tear him up. So we got hit once during that opening salvo, and then we got hit quickly again afterwards, but he's already half dead, and we can definitely afford to spend 4 or 5 Spirit Hearts fighting this guy, and still have more than enough to survive on the chest. There's no question about that. So we've only been hit 3 times so far, which is pretty good. Obviously, the more we get hit, Dead Bird actually starts doing damage. Flies are starting to do damage as well. We're going to be done with this run pretty quickly, and it's all sincerely, I can't stress this enough, thanks to buying at the Deal with the Devil, Guppy's Tail, an item I normally turn on my nose at. So, chest 1, skeleton key, fairly useful, because we didn't have enough. Okay, so we get Polyphemus and Abel and the money bag here. Polyphemus, super important. Abel, decent. Money bag, not important at all, obviously. But Polyphemus, in conjunction with the items we already had, is overkill in all likelihood. We should be done with this floor very, very quickly. And I really owe the random number generator for this. We picked up some really good items. We got some good items from the shop as well. The ability to, that was stupid, but the ability to get a Book of Revelations as well as a compass has set us up for greatness here. And I also owe, to a certain extent, myself for not being a total idiot and leaving Book of Revelations behind me. Although, truth be told, that has less effect than I would have expected. That being said, I did take Shears, by the way. I think Shears, obviously, it's probably not going to matter on the boss fight because we're going to win almost 100%. That was just ballsy for no reason. We have probably an almost 100% chance of winning as is, but, you know, it's nice to have, I guess. Just to do a little bit of extra damage with that without us actually needing to be there. Very cool run, I have to admit. You know, I haven't beaten the game like this in a long time. I can't remember how many episodes it's been since I, you know, got the guppy abilities. So we have 5th level Meat Boy, 3rd level Meat Boy, Abel, Brother Bobby, Polyphemus, all sorts of flies that we are generating, and Blue Baby is just melting. I can't even, a dead bird, I forgot to mention. I can't even see my hearts. Or I can't even see where my hearts end. And that's going to do it. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope there were no audio-video issues that were too pressing. And again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave your support in the form of a like if you liked the video, or a comment telling me what you liked or did not like about the video. Please keep it as civil as possible. As always, subscribe if you want to see more Isaac. And again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.